on YouTube, and now live on the radio. And hello, South Florida. Welcome to another live edition of The Real Estate Show, South Florida's #1 program about real estate, America's longest running daily radio show about real estate. My name is Eric Willner, and I am your host. We are here live Monday through Friday. That's 5 days a week, live at five times a week on here on 1470, the AM station where this all began, here on the Money Talk Radio. And we're also live on a couple of FM stations, 95.3, 96.9, and so forth. And we're also live on a few of the apps. So the iHeartRadio app, the TuneIn app, and the Spreaker app, just three, just to name a few. And you can also find us broadcasting live streaming on our Facebook page, and that's on facebook.com. The Real Estate Show. You can type it in all as one word, no spaces, no hyphens, The Real Estate Show. And you can also catch our rebroadcasts, all archived at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. If you forget everything that I just told you, just go to automaticlandlord.com. You can listen to it live there. You can listen to the archives there. You can download the podcast version there. And there's so much more. We got a super good show for you today on our Tuesdays tools, tips, and techniques as we continue our theme of the path to home ownership. Every week we start out our Monday show with our Mondays on a Mission, where we talk about maybe some news. We talk about the agenda, the theme that we're going to be unpacking for the rest of the week. And then Tuesdays, we go more into the applicable, the usable, the applicable, the doable part of real estate. And that's why we call it our Tuesdays tools, tips, and techniques. And I'm going to talk about some of the techniques that are really going to bring this home, and you'll understand why. We're literally on a mission to help homeowners to find, buy, and own their own piece of the American dream. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that 100 times this year. And that's our goal, to help 100 families, 100 deserving families find an affordable place for them to make and call their next home. So we're going to do that here. Again, 5 days a week. Not only do we have our show 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, but we are also going to do that on a number of workshops. And I'm going to tell you about those in just a second. I just had to adjust the camera there. But we're also going to host a number of free workshops. Now, Monday, we already had our Equity Accelerator workshop, where we talk about how to build equity faster within the home that you already own. Next Monday, we're going to talk about how to create equity if you don't have a house. Pretty cool thought when you think about it. And this is what's going to take you closer to home ownership. Then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m., that's 2 days a week, we're doing our Credit Accelerator workshop. And you're going to want to jot down this number in just a second. I'm going to give you the dedicated text line for the Real Estate Show, where you just have to text a short word or a couple of letters, and it will lead you to get a free invitation to our workshops. Space limited, of course, but that's why we've opened up two credit workshops. Credit has been a big concern. I know a lot of you out there want to have better credit than what you have. And no matter where your credit stands right now, it can always be improved. If you don't have an 850 credit score, and I'll tell you, I have met less than 5 people who have had an 850 credit score. And that is really where you want to get going, because there's a whole new set of offers for people above the 800 score. But in the meantime, wherever you are right now, if credit is something that you want to work on, if you would like a conversation, sometimes you just want to debate it a little bit, and I'm happy to give you sort of a 10, 15 minute primer on credit scores, how some of the things you can do yourself. Just type the word credit, CREDIT, 2, and here's the magic number, 561 861 2366. That's 561-861-2366. And as we talked about yesterday, just a reminder, yesterday we talked about the down payment assistance programs that we have, and there's a whole bunch of them. I've got this green sheet here just on down payment assistance programs that we have, from the FHA 0% down program to the first-time home buyer program, and there's a few of those. There's the first responder program that we have. We have done our research here for you, and we have an educator program for 0 down, and even a medical personnel program, 0 down. So don't tell me anymore it's because I don't have a down payment, I don't have enough money. If you can qualify for rent, and right now we're showing that many times the rent that you can afford in the same house is less than as a mortgage payment than it is as a down payment. You get more stability of the payment. You get more stability of the roof over your head. In fact, we're going to talk a whole bunch about that. And by the way, everything that we talked about yesterday, including links to the recording, links to the article that I talked about, the Federal Housing Finance Agency extending some of the benefits and the relaxed guidelines out to February 28th. You heard it here. The article is on our website at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. And there's a link to the article right there, a summary, and then also our agenda. And everything that we talk about today will be on a write-up, and it'll show up about 24 hours later on automaticlandlord.com. So I talked a little bit about the down payment. If you want information, you want the report, DPA, text it to 561-861. Everything is absolutely free. 561-861-2366. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't also talk about, some of the times when we find these homes that a renter who wants to become a homeowner but just isn't quite ready yet. Then what we'll do is we'll pair them up with one of our investors who might buy the house, maybe the house that you're renting right now, maybe a different house that you had your eye on, but you're window shopping for a new set of windows maybe. But the fact, if you text the word DPA, we can decide whether do we need to match you up with the down payment assistance, do we need to match you up with an investor, or as what I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different programs that we have, not to mention what I already shared with you in terms of the down payment assistance programs. But you know what, before I go on and I jump into this, how we can easily, in fact, let me end the first half of the show with a little quote. And this one here is by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I have been reaching into the treasure chest of some of the best literary geniuses, and didn't you know that they were talking about real estate way back when? But here it is. The man who can make hard things easy is the educator. Once again, the man who can make hard things easy is the educator. And that's a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And I think he was talking about the real estate show. I'm not sure. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here, a few words from our sponsors. When we come back, we're going to talk about making hard things easy by helping you get into a house regardless of down payment, regardless of credit. You show me that you can afford rent, I'll show you can afford a house of your own. So we're going to take that break. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Hey, Felipe, how are you? Hey, Felipe, I want to invite you to a mastermind meeting that we have after the radio show on Thursdays. If you'd like to come, type in big table to the number 561-861-2366. We're going to be having that this Thursday at 8:30. A bunch of other entrepreneurs and real estate investors. And welcome back. For those of you just joining us here on the Real Estate Show, my name is Eric Willner, and we are here live Monday through Friday. That's 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, 5 p.m. Make sure you catch all 5 shows. If you miss one, you can always catch the rebroadcast on our website at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com on our website, both the rebroadcast, the podcast version, and you can also listen to us live right there. And another place you can also find this is on our Facebook page. Now, right now, we're doing this live on Facebook each day when we broadcast live over the airwaves. We're also on our Facebook page. So those of you who like to watch the radio, as exciting as that may sound, it's actually an opportunity where we get to exchange some comments, just talking with Felipe on the air or off the air, but on Facebook in between. Sometimes I can answer questions, and it's a great way for us to interact a little bit on our Facebook page. Now, I had given out a couple of keywords that for you to text to our dedicated text line on informational workshops. Our DPA, for those of you interested in the report for down payment assistance, is DPA. The number for the universal number is 561-861-2366. You're going to want to save that because the keywords change. The information is always updated, fresh, new, and there's no obligation. It's really done the automatic landlord way. Everything is automated. It's really nice. And we also talked about our workshops Tuesday and Wednesday of this week at 8 p.m. These are live workshops about credit. And so if you want to attend a free workshop about credit from the comfort of your own home, cell phone, tablet, just text the word credit to 561-861-2366. And I was just mentioning also to Felipe that our Big Table Mastermind. Now, this is an entrepreneurial opportunity. It's couched in the context of real estate, but a real estate investor is an entrepreneur in the business of real estate. But we open it up to entrepreneurs of all types. And last week, we were talking about a real interesting product brokerage business. It's one that many people can be involved in. And so one of our members of the entrepreneurial group did a presentation on what was a really cool and very interesting concept, something that has actually exploded and done super well in this new world of meeting everybody via Zoom. And so this coming week, we're going to be talking, the topic is going to be interest optimization. I'm going to show you how to optimize the interest rate on the debt that you have, particularly mortgages, which is a big debt. So we're going to be talking about that. If you're interested in attending that mastermind, again, it's free, starts at 8:30 on a Thursday. We run for about an hour, and then we have sort of a little bit of a Q&A roundtable, and then that's it. Again, in the comfort of Zoom, space limited, and once we hit the capacity, then unfortunately we hit the capacity. If you want to attend, if you'd like to reserve your spot, text Big Table to 561-861-2366. So we were also talking about our quote right before that we went on to the break. The man who can make hard things easy is the educator, by Ralph Waldo Emerson. You'll see that, by the way, up on our website at Automatic Landlord afterwards. But there's a couple of things. There's a couple of steps that I wanted to give some practical things that we can help you with for free. All you do is give us a call, text us on the keywords that we were talking about. But credit repair, for sure. Ugly credit can be made pretty so you can get a new loan. And that's the name of the game. Because for those of you who can pay cash, you can probably just go right ahead and pay cash. Maybe that's not the right thing to do, because tying up all your money into one property limits your ability to be more diversified and doesn't give you the leverage to what we talk about, leveraging your way to retirement by owning more real estate. But so we offer two paths to that. Number one, the do it yourself. And that's why we do the workshop. We give you some of the information. You can run with it. You can consult with us, or we can do it a second way, which is the done for you process of credit repair. So the do it yourself, and obviously that takes focused commitment on your part, and most of the commitment and most of the all of the focus has to come from your part, but it can be done. And we have a free do-it-yourself credit kit that walks you through the steps through the process. Or for most people who don't have the patience, to sit on hold and contact and follow up with the three different credit bureaus, because remember, it's not just one bureau, it's all three bureaus that have to be cleaned up. Because when it comes to mortgage time, they will put what's called a tri-merge credit report, which means that they get Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and the credit report will contain all of the reports from all three bureaus and line them up with the creditors. So you could be current or not, in many cases, not even reported. And that's what confuses many people, is that they don't realize that, for example, you may go and take out a local loan at your local savings and loan, and they report to Equifax, for example, but they don't report to TransUnion. So you could be late on your payment and it will show up on Equifax. And if you're using one of these credit card services that only reports from TransUnion, you may think your credit is fine, only to find out when they pull the tri-merge that you still have one. Or you may have fixed it on one and only to find out that you didn't fix it on the other. And that's why this credit kit, again, type the word credit to 561-861-2366 for the kit, or we'll talk about whether you want to do it yourself or the done for you, where we refer you to our professionals who do this day in, day out, credit attorneys on staff. I mean, we're talking about serious, legitimate credit repair, and they do all of the filings and the follow-ups for you. And you can even track your process and your progress online. So state-of-the-art stuff. Let's talk about building equity, right? I said last night we were talking about the equity accelerator. And what if in the process of buying your home, you could do something called work for equity and get credit for that work for equity? Those of you who might be familiar with an organization known as Habitat for Humanity know that that is a way for people who are getting into affordable housing that are willing to put in what they call sweat equity. In other words, they will work on other people's homes, earn the sweat equity towards their own home, and then through also a charitable organization, a great charitable organization, which I've been a volunteer for, donated to. I support them 100%. Been on their actually board of directors before. For Habitat for Humanity in my local area. They're all over the country, and so that is sort of a prototype for a lot of other organizations that also do these work for equity. So you may be able to do some or all of the repairs, and so we have now educated some of our investors that it makes sense for them, rather than they take the money out of their pockets to fix up properties, where properties that they buy may need some work, but give the opportunity just for somebody to get in without or very little down payment. They're able to do some of that work for equity and get the credits. So if that's the case, if you're a handy person, then you may want to learn a little bit more about that. So type the word equity to 561-861-2366. If I just talk to you and you are the one that can add equity in our work for equity program, and our company has grant credits towards down payment money for home purchases through our work for equity program. There's also bonus credits that we do earn based on timely payments for folks in our rent to own program. Yes, we have a rent to own program that, in fact, we've had that for many, many years. And those are earned based solely on timely payments made on time, and special promotions that come up from time to time. They're seasonal. And we can help boost you up that ladder simply by the fact that we're educating landlords. In fact, if you want us to educate your landlord, let us know, and we'll do that. Now, added payments. people who own their own mortgages know that they can send additional payments to their mortgage. And sometimes they do it systematically, a regular basis. Sometimes people just add in when they can, maybe when they get a tax refund when it comes to income tax time. But if they commit a certain part of their paycheck to building up a down payment with us, we have a payroll deduction program that works that way, that allows you to keep track and see how fast you're moving towards the next level of home ownership within that path to home ownership. Again, all of these things that I'm talking about all fall under our path to home ownership program. If you are interested in learning how to be in our path to home ownership, maybe you think you're not ready because of credit, maybe you think you're not ready because of down payment, type in the word PATH, P-A-T-H, to 561-861-2366, and we'll let you know, no cost, no obligations, absolutely a free conversation, but we'll show you based on where you're at, where you are, how to make the next step towards the path to home ownership. Now, family down payment assistance, some people don't know how to propose this. They have family members that could and even maybe would contribute to a down payment. And it's something, to not take off the table automatically. But many times loved ones want to see you get ahead, and they'll make the gift or a loan towards the down payment. Now, we talked earlier in the first half of the program about our government down payment assistance programs. You may qualify for help with a variety of the grants or loans that exist right now. In fact, tomorrow, when we do our midweek report, I've got new great information. Biden is proposing a $15,000 first-time home buyer tax credit. Now, you're not going to want to wait for this. And that's why type the word DPA so I can get you on the list for this one, which could be accessed immediately by the buyer and thereby serving as a down payment assistance program. $15,000. Remember, keyword there if you want to get the info, DPA. David Paul Allen, DPA, to 561-861-2366. Well, as many of you can hear right now, I've got the music coming in my ear. That means I've got to go out. Our radio show is up for today, but we'll be back same place, same time tomorrow. Until then, this is Eric Willner, your host, signing off. Drive safe, wash those hands, and make it a great day. Bye-bye. And there we go. Another roll in the can. Thank you today. You guys take care. Enough of that. We'll sign off there. Hey, Brian. Always thank you. And end to that stream. And